Good morning. Sorry about the lighting. It is Monday, August 21st, 2023, 7:47 a.m. on my locale. And as you can see from all the junk on the bed behind me, it's travel day. So we have to go to town. We haven't done that in about 3.5 weeks. I'm trying to turn it to once a month. I have to go now. I don't get a choice. We did not have a video yesterday. I'm not sure any of you noticed, but the reason is because we had a storm. There were some storms out on the Keys, and I'll talk about that in a second. And I think it knocked out one of our main towers. I'm going to guess the Isla Morada Tower and not the Homestead Tower. And so internet was up, down, up, down, up, down. So all I could do was study and run through the rain to do my laundry and clean up around here. So I at least had a productive day. A bit of news. First of all, thank you all so very much for, especially Jack, for making me the feature channel on Saturday. It looks like I was the feature channel at noon and nobody guessed it. That's perfectly fine. I took one look at that picture and went, I know where it is. And so I had to be very, very quiet. Okay. I do want to say that I don't remember that video from December 9th, but I do know it was wintertime. I do know it was sunset. So that much I got into it, okay? Also, something to let you guys know. They keep calling them the Keys, okay? I've got to break you guys' brain on this. Okay, there's two sets of keys. There are the Bay Keys, and there are the Florida Keys. And the difference is this. The one you are looking at is called Joe Kemp Key. There are 80 islands of red mangroves out in the Florida Bay. Okay, they are just areas that it is more shallow, and the dirt is piled up, and so it can support a red mangrove stand. Okay, these are mainly bird sanctuaries. There's only one of those 80 keys you can actually walk on, and that's Bradley Key. It's close to where I am. Okay, number two, the Florida Keys are the ones you're thinking about. Key Largo, Tavernier, Rabbit Key, Key West. Okay, those are on the opposing side, and they're mainly built out of rock and silt. So that means that they have the Atlantic Ocean on one side of them and the Florida Bay on the other, where these Bay Keys are just in the bay itself. This ends at the corner of Key West at an invisible line called the Intracoastal Waterway. And the Intracoastal Waterway, since I'm getting my captain's license, I can tell you, starts in New Jersey, of course. You know, because they couldn't just leave damn hell well enough alone. And it goes all the way down past Key West, around the corner to the Gulf of Mexico. Okay. And it's called Intracoastal because that's where the large vessels, the big barges, shipping vessels, cruise lines, that's the area they stay in. They don't come inside. Florida Bay is too shallow to have any of that. So you're using boats that have a 3-foot draft. It means when the boat's fully loaded, it sits 3 feet in the water, and that's about it. Okay, so hopefully that helps explain that. And if you're so inclined and you want to see where I sit, okay, I sit about a half a mile away from Flamingo Village. I am sitting at the furthest southern point on the mainland of Florida. Okay, so if you type in Flamingo, Florida, you're going to get pictures of the marina. You're going to see a lot of fishing pictures. Okay, and then you're going to see where they're going to talk about there was a village there, it was a fishing thing, but you're going to be able to see once they drop that pin, and I don't care which tool you use, you're going to understand how far away I am. Another bit of news. I went to work on Saturday, okay, and I said good morning to my boss. Got my coffee, went in, got my coffee, said good morning to my boss, and he said, hey, bud. I went, he never calls me bud. What's up? He said, you got a package. I went, well, that happens from time to time. In the main office or in your office? He goes, my office. I said, all right, I'll get around to it. He goes, I don't understand it. It's really, covered in YouTube logos. I said, well, maybe somebody's got an advertisement going on. He said, no. It's from a captain. I went, a captain? He went, yeah, it's labeled Captain Jack scrapper. Man, I went running in there. I popped it open. I finally have the thing that everybody wants. Ha ha ha. I have his business card. I have his other sticker. And I have this. So these two guys are going on my computer. Actually, this one, if I can get it so it doesn't get a water weight and everything else, I'm going to put it outside. So what did Captain Jack send me? We saw something, and it's going to be reverse for you. We saw something, and he said, well, how many do you want? And I went, oh, I don't know, 2. And I thought he was just being a wise guy, and then these show up. It says, I hate people. And what a better gift for a hermit. So I'm going to take another one of these and send them to one of my oldest friends, 35 years older, long time. And I've also got to get him a Respect the Locals t-shirt. We have a shirt here that they put out. It's called Respect the Locals. It's a picture of an osprey with a fish in its talons, and it says Everglades National Park. Also, I'm going to have to spend more time being covert with my videos, as you heard me yesterday. A group called Long Long Honeymoon. If you've never seen their channel, watch it. They're cool. And they were talking about how they go to national parks, and they have a camper, and they film, and they don't use the drone in the park. They can use them in the state parks. They don't use them in the national parks. And guess what? Now the national parks are charging $150 daily for filming. So the one I did, it skirts the line. I could make an argument. However, it means that when I'm moving and I'm filming, let's just keep it under our hats. I find it foolish that I have to pay a permit to film something that my tax dollars already pay for. It's part of the reason I became a hermit. Anywhere I live in a place that wants a fishing license or a dog license, no, no, no. Too much. You're just making money to make money. You want me to pay for a road? I'll help pay for a road if I'm going to use it. I'm not going to use that road? I'm not going to pay for it. No. And we've got somebody who just has to have attention. Look over there. Look at the nice people. Mr. People. Look at the people. He's crawling all over me because he knows we're traveling. He gets a little antsy. It's going to take him some time to get used to this, but it's okay. But since we're going backwards, come here. This guy, he's been a road dog for well over a decade. He don't matter none. He's just going to get curled up and ready to roll, right? They did so well in the rain and the storm. I'm very impressed with them. All right, so let's start with our video, and let's say, Daily Zen Poem. Under the trees, among the rocks, a thatched hut. Verses and sacred commentaries live there together. I'll burn the books I carry in my bag, but how can I forget the verses written in my gut? Yuku, 1394, 1481. Wow. Wow. I'll burn the books I carry in my bag, but how can I get the verses written in my gut? Wow. Wow. Man, that hits me right where the verses are. Wow. All right, you're down now. Daily Room coming up. Haha, we like that one. That is one of our favorite ones. That is the Warrior Rune. It's called Tiwaz. The rune of the spiritual warrior. Always the battle of the spiritual warrior is with the self, but funding a will through action, yet unattached to the outcomes. Remaining mindful, all you can really do is stay out of your own way and let the will of heaven flow through you. These are the hallmarks of a spiritual warrior. Embodied in this rune is the sword of discrimination that enables you to cut away the old, the dead, the extraneous. Much like the person who's going to burn the books carried in his bag. But it comes knowledge that the universe must have a first move, and that means that you have to say the reward of patience is, of course, patience. Look in yourself and delve down to the foundations of your lives. What are you doing? Then you can hope to deal with the deepest needs of your nature and tap into your profound resources. The molding of your character is at issue in Tawaz is in your spread. It is the sun, the masculine energy, the active principle, the urge toward conquest. Self-conquest, which is a lifelong pursuit and calls for awareness, single-mindedness, and the willingness to undergo your passage with compassion and total trust. In a relationship or devotion to a cause, ideas on a path of conduct, it counsels perseverance, although the kind of perseverance may be patience. It is a rune of courage and dedication. In ancient times, the glyph warriors painted this on their shields, and now the symbol is the resolve and the struggle of the self, big S with the self, small s. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so I'm going to put this down here, baby. Go into our little book. Do not approach high mountains. Do not confront those who have hills behind them. Do not pursue feigned retreats. Do not attack animated tropes. Do not swallow an army acting as bait. Do not obstruct an army retreating home. If you besiege an army, you must leave an outlet. Do not press an exhausted invader. They are the strategies for employing the military. Most dangerous thing in the world is a trapped animal. I can tell you that from growing up in the woods. So let's pull it all together. This guy with this poem, he is doing a lot of simple living. And he has a lot of knowledge. And he's like, I can burn all the books, but what about what's here? He can't lose that. Because he's still carrying that with him. And he's going to have to work harder to not carry that. Our rune talks about energy, perseverance, courage, move forward, okay? Moving forward sometimes means patience. Sometimes you have to wait. Today I got to travel 67 miles, and I'm not going to be patient. I needed to have something done, and the company I've spoken to can do everything but this thing. And I keep saying, no, they want me to do something else. I'm like, well, that sounds like what I'm trying to do with extra steps. No. And they went, you have to come in. Then I try to book an appointment. Oh, there's none available. Oh, there will be one available. Don't worry about that. There will be an appointment available for me. Because I've been waiting 3 weeks to get this to happen. And if somebody goes, well, we're not, I'm going to grab them by the neck and I'm going to go, do it now. I shouldn't have to wait 3 weeks to have something as simple as this done. I had to come all the way out here to stare in your face. You could have done it by phone. No, you wanted me to come in. Now I'm in front of you. Do it now. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start a timer. You have 5 minutes. I am angry. Not angry. That's the wrong word. Frustrated. It should be easier to do things with my things as quickly as it is to do anything with my things. So that's going to be my day. Plus shopping. Whoopee! Oh boy. So, okay. So where are we now? It's 8 o'clock. It's time for me to start uncovering the windshield. It's time for me to start putting the boys in their seat. It's time for me to, let's see, bring in the slide, turn off the power, bring in the slide, unhook the power, turn off the water, unhook that. Everything else is done. I did it yesterday between the raindrops. That's the wheel covers and move everything out of the way and all that stuff. So that's not a big deal. It's just a matter, I'll be gone in about, once this video's encoded and uploading, I'll be gone. So 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I don't know. Not too long. I was trying to leave at 8, but we're going to say 8:15 is a great departure time. So again, first of all, thank you for making me the feature channel again. Thank you for nobody guessing why. You've all seen these pictures before. And thank you, Jack, for sending me the stuff that I couldn't seem to get. And, you know, I really appreciate this. So if I see something for you, Jack, and you want something, just tell me your size and I will send that. Also, for those shirts, I will be sending you, and the postage. Sheesh, the postage. I'm going to be sending you money for the grog funds because you shouldn't have had to bear that cost just for me. I appreciate it, but you shouldn't have had to bear that cost for me. All right, guys, so we're going to get going. If I can, I don't film in national parks because you can't do it, but I might talk to you on the road. Okay, so please have a great Monday. Do something cool, and hopefully I'll be able to talk to you once I get back. Who knows what adventures I can have, right? All I'm doing is just going into their world. I don't understand why every time I go into their world, it's constantly like fighting a dragon. And I think it's because bad ideas, bad choices, bad people, bad ideologies, bad everything have completely taken society to the point that I am driving from, I don't know, a remote area. You guys, I told you, just type Flamingo, Florida, you'll see where it is on the map, and then I'm driving into a second world country. And the problem is that the only way I can get to a first world country is I got to drive north in Florida. Okay? Got to stay out of the big cities. Got to stay out of Tampa. Got to stay out of Naples. Got to stay out of Pensacola. Got to stay out of any of those large cities. Smaller cities as life is normal, and those are the places you want to head to. I spent some time in some spots in Georgia when I was driving, which were perfectly normal, and the people were nice and everything worked. But man, the minute I crossed into Florida and I hit a large city, it was over about 15,000 people. It was people screaming that they needed another bike lane, and how running your car was going to kill the world. And you know what? They were really going to hate it when they have to walk, because I'm going to drive right by and wave at them. Hi, enjoy the bike lane. I guess now it's a pedestrian lane. Bye. We have to let them suffer the consequences of their actions and decisions just like anybody else. Think about that today the next time somebody comes up to you and gives you garbage. Encoding video. See you later. Happy Monday.